Mega Alakazam is finally the Mega that has been launched in Pokemon Go, so we're going to go over the raid guide and the recommendations for Alakazam, everything you need to know. With all that said, do you know what time it is? Welcome to the Trader Club! Here we go! Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, are you guys planning to do a lot of Mega Alakazam raids? Are you not sure? Are you excited about a new Mega? What is going to be your predictions? Because today, I'm going to go over the raid guide, and then I'm going to also tell you what my recommendations are for what you should do with Mega Alakazam in Pokemon Go. We're going to cover it all in this video. So if you do need more raid battles, please check the pinned comments below. Jump into the Discord. It's totally free. Or if you guys do want more raids that are going to be priority access, you can check out the Patreon and check the premier raid Discords. Or you can get even higher and jump into the raid parties with myself and be on my friends list. So Alakazam in Pokemon Go. So we do need to know what about this Pokemon is going to make it special, how many Pokemon trainers we're going to need to take it down and everything like that. This is an all psychic type Pokemon. It's treated the same as the Deoxys. It's going to be weak to Dark, Ghost, as well as Bug, and it's going to resist fighting as well as Psychic. The 100% IV is going to be 1474, and it's going to get boosted in windy weather to level 25 at 2184 on this Pokemon. So we do have 200% IVs to go after. And obviously, with that said, that means that you can now get shiny Alakazam in the wild and coming from Mega Raids. Once the Mega Raids do premiere the shiny as an introduction, it will now be available in the game. So if you do see an Alakazam in the wild, it will have the chance to be shiny. And is this Pokemon available as a duo? It is available to a duo. You cannot solo it. It's going to take 1.47 trainers to take this Pokemon down. However, what are going to be the top counters to go after for this Pokemon? The number one Pokemon going after this is going to be Mega Gengar. I think you guys do know it by now. It's going to be Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball combination. However, let's talk about Megas right now. If you do want XL Candy coming from this raid, you don't care about taking it down in like a fraction of a second faster, guys, guess what? You are going to want to do a Mega Slowbro, or you could even do a Mega Alakazam that does get Shadow Ball. However, at the same time, you want to be cognizant that you do want to have an Alakazam with the moveset of Psychic. So Psychic is going to be what's making it very impactful, which we are going to check out here later in the video, which during this time frame, you can catch Alakazam and you can evolve into Alakazam with it. But just remember, this is a legacy moveset, so please make sure to get some extras, even if you have extra shiny Abras sitting around. Some people may want it as a lucky trade. I do think the shiny looks quite nice. So then in spot number 2, we are going to have the brand new Hydreigon, and that's going to be with Bite as well as Brutal Swing from the Comde, and this is going to be the strongest dark type attacker here. The next counter, I think you guys might be able to guess it, is going to be Mega Houndoom with Snarl and Foul Play on this Pokemon. This Pokemon is going to also not boost the XO Candy coming from it, but it will boost the Hydreigon as well. In spot number 4, we are going to get Shadow T-Tar with Bite Crunch combination, and Mega Gyarados with Bite and Crunch, but you are going to have to be careful of these dark type Pokemon because Alakazam does get Focus Blast, so do be careful there. And then we have Mega Absol, followed by the Shadow Weavile. So Shadow Weavile with Snarl and Foul Play, followed by Mega Bayonet, which is not out yet, but then we have Giratina Origin Form with Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball, followed by Snarl and Dark Pulse on the Darkrai. And then we have Snarl and Dark Pulse on the Shadow Honchkrow, followed by the Yveltal with the exact same moveset. So from here on out, we're going to start looking at budget counters. Most of us should have the Hydreigons, which we should be more than capable of using, which is then going to lead us into best of the best for this specific Pokemon and check out what's going to be the best moveset and then where does this Pokemon sit. Okay, so starting off, we're going to check out the DPS times TDO of the Alakazam in the Mega form by itself. And then we're going to check it out in a couple different categories, which is going to be Psychic, obviously, but then we're going to check it out because it gets Shadow Ball, but it also gets Dazzling Gleam as well. So we have 3 different categories to compare it down and see where it does sit at, which is actually pretty surprising. So let's check out the DPS times TDO by itself. And just remember, 2500 to 3500 is going to be a viable meta attacker, so let's see where it sits. Starting off, Mega Alakazam at the top is going to be Confusion and Psychic at 7230 and Psycho Confusion at 6730. So obviously that's going to be the top move. Then we have Confusion as well as Shadow Ball at 5401, which is actually pretty high for that specific moveset. So looking right off the bat, it already looks pretty good as a meta attacker already. But remember, we're going up against Mewtwo, Shadow Mewtwo, and then we have other things such as Shadow Gardevoir, eventually a Mega Gardevoir. See where this Pokemon is going to sit right now. Let's check it out in the Psychic category off the top. In the Psychic category, obviously, like I did say, we do have Mega Mewtwo, X and Y. The Y is going to be 18,000, the X is going to be 16,000, then we have Shadow Mewtwo, which is out right now with Confusion and Psystrike as the best moveset at 10,859, but in the number 1 available spot right now is going to be with Psychic. It has to have Psychic at 7230, the Mega Alakazam, followed by Mega Latios with the Psychic at 6584, then we have Mega Gallade, Mega Gardevoir, Calyrex, and then regular Mewtwo at 5994. So this Mega Alakazam is sandwiched in between Shadow Mewtwo and the regular Mewtwo as far as the non-Megas available. So yes, obviously, it is not Shadow Mewtwo, which is one thing, but it is viable and it is going to boost Psychic types and it is pretty strong with that Psychic moveset, so there is weight for this Pokemon. But now let's check it out in the unique categories and see where it does sit. Number one, let's check it out in the Ghost category. We do have Mega Mewtwo X and Y is going to be at the top. Then we have Mega Gengar that's going to be 8008. Shadow Mewtwo is going to be above it, but not too far behind. We have 5401 compared to the Shadow Mewtwo at 5971 with the Mega Alakazam with Confusion and Shadow Ball. So it's actually pretty good there. But now let's check it out in my favorite category for it, which is going to be Fairy category. So at the top, we do have Zacian with Play Rough, Crown Sword not out yet. Then we have Mega Gardevoir not out yet, but then we have Mega Alakazam, which is going to be out. Mega Diancie not out. Shadow Gardevoir is going to be the next spot at 2471. And then finally, as a fighting type attacker, it is not as high as some of the other Pokemon, but it's still pretty far up there at 3925. So with all of these moves on this Pokemon, look at that. The Dazzling Gleam is crazy. So what would be the recommended moveset for this Pokemon? What I would do for my specific Pokemon in Alakazam, I would go Confusion number 1. Number 2, I would have Psychic for sure. And then number 3, I would use the Dazzling Gleam because that's going to be where it's most effective. But you also could have other ones that could have the Shadow Ball on it, or obviously even the Focus Blast, even though Shadow Ball is more viable from its power than is the Focus Blast. So guys, man, this Pokemon has actually shown up to be more strong in a couple different categories than I anticipated, and it's actually going to be a beast until other Pokemon do come out, and even when we do have Mega Gardevoir come out, but it's not too much further ahead than the Alakazam. And then obviously the Crown Sword is going to be the beast and the top pinnacle one, which it does deserve. So with that said, Mega Alakazam, that's the counter guide. Is it going to be worth powering it up? Honestly, yes. In the Mega, it's great. I can't wait to max one out with you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have a shiny 96 that we're going to get after very soon. So thank you guys for tuning in as always, to all my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members. Everybody takes their support, subscription, and participation to the next level. I'm going to see you guys out on the next video. Peace.
I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.